Sorry about that, babe.
Another one of my Disney Holy Trinity games on the Sega Genesis is Quackshot Starring Donald Duck. As you can see, I still own my original copy from when I was a kid. There's my name on it. My mom put that on there again. Thanks, Mom. Never understood that, but anyway, I also still have the box and manual over there, so I really don't understand it. Either way, Quackshot's a game that not only every time when you fire it up do you get enjoyment out of it because it's a good game, but for me personally, I get a wave of nostalgia over me. And, you know, it being one of my Holy Trinity games, I recently recovered Castle of Illusion. I still need to cover World of Illusion. I wanted to take a deeper dive and a deeper look into Quackshot to see, is it really as good as I think and thought it was, or is it kind of like I'm looking at it with rose-colored glasses? So anyways, let's take a look at the game in a little bit more in-depth fashion. Quackshot Starring Donald Duck is a platformer that was developed and published by Sega, released in North America on December 19th of 1991. The story of Quackshot is outlined quite well in a detailed opening cinematic, but to briefly touch on it, Donald finds a map while skimming through books regarding the treasure of King Karuzia. Donald then decides to set off on a quest for the treasure with his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie, but of course, Pete overhears the happenings and decides to go after Donald in hopes of getting the treasure for himself. Along your journey, Donald will venture to great lands such as Duckburg, Mexico, Transylvania, Maharaja, Egypt, the South Pole, a Viking ghost ship, and even 2 secret areas that are not mentioned on the map. How mysterious. One of the coolest aspects of Quackshot is the fact that you have to do some backtracking. Normally this would be quite annoying, but the way that it's presented in Quackshot is actually pretty cool. For example, if you start off in the town of Duckburg, once you get to the end, you come up against it needing red plungers in order to proceed up the wall. In order to find those plungers, you must then go to Mexico. But you have to go back to Duckburg to get the hero key to use to enter the pyramid in Mexico to finally get the red plungers at the end from Goofy. And further on down the line, it's a little less convoluted, but you can see what I mean where certain stages need certain items, and it all flows together quite well. And in ways, it allows you to kind of choose which direction you want to go first. There's really nothing stopping you from starting the game in Transylvania, for example. You just can't really get that far. As you could expect with a 1990s Disney game, the atmosphere and graphics are second to none. Colorful, vibrant, eye-popping, and the sceneries of each area are done incredibly well. Whether it's the brooding atmosphere of the Viking ship, the chilled nature of the South Pole, or the awesome on-rail segment in Duckburg, there are a myriad of images sure to be burned into your gaming brain for life. Coupled with the graphics and atmosphere is the amazing soundtrack, again each tune lending itself almost perfectly in conjunction with each area that it pairs up with. The ambience of the pyramids, the spoopy nature of Transylvania, or even the fast-paced boss theme, composer Shigenori Kamiya nails it at almost every turn. The controls of Quackshot can be a little bit tricky to get used to. The A button serves as a small dash, while B fires your projectiles and C jumps. You'll need to utilize the dash button in many areas of the game involving standard pitfalls, falling blocks or tiles, and some incredibly frustrating, I guess also sort of pitfall type areas seen here. So get used to holding that baby down. I had lots of trouble with my 8-bit wireless controller giving me input drops in some segments which led to my death, so I found that using a regular OEM wired Genesis controller was the way to go at the end of the day. Again, my issues with the controls seem to be more tied to the controller itself rather than the game, so I guess I can't really fault it there. Above all else, Quackshot is just an absolute blast. With everything mentioned, you throw into the mix that it's a fun game, and you have yourself one of the best platforming games of all time. It looks good, it sounds good, controls good, great atmosphere, decent difficulty, mildly interesting cutscenes and dialogue, and thought-out backtracking. What else can you really ask for in a 16-bit platformer, especially one that came out in 1991? In ways, I think you can argue that this game is probably the best of my so-called Holy Trinity, which also includes Castle and World of Illusion. As such, upon my further reflection of the game, I think I have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I know it's really high, but it's true. I don't think it really gets much better than this, honestly. Really, the only negatives that I have for it are at some points there are some annoying spots, and a couple of instances which are essentially gotcha moments where if you haven't played before, you're probably gonna die, not expecting what's to come, but really, beyond that, this game is very fair and just one of the more solid titles that the system and the era has to offer. I recently did an updated playthrough of Quackshot, which I will link in the description and pinned comment below if you're interested in watching. I was so close to doing a deathless run with minimal practice, but it ended up just being a normal no continue run. Good enough for me. If you've enjoyed this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing if you haven't already. I do my best to reply to all comments on all videos, and I truly do hope you enjoyed. Until next time.